Lebanon has seen its deadliest day of Israeli attacks in months, heaping pressure on stalled US-Iran negotiations while Washington prepares fresh sanctions. For more, let's bring in Bloomberg senior editor Wendy Benjaminson. Wendy, it's a big day, the ceasefire expiring today. The question is, now what for this US-Iran conflict?
Yeah, well, you're right, Paul, that the ceasefire is technically over on Monday. The trouble is that Trump and Iran both sort of declared it dead a while back. So it's a marker that we're watching, but I don't think it's actually going to change much. Right now, we are in this weird stalemate paralysis where nothing is really moving. Iran and Oman supposedly are talking about a deal to administer the Strait of Hormuz, but Iran says the U.S. isn't a party to those talks, and Iran says that it'll have nothing to do with how they relate to the United States. The United States says they're not interested in talking, that they're going to unleash undefined economic pressure tactics on Iran. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says he'll announce those this week. And so you're absolutely right. We're in this weird sort of, holding pattern. But Israel, for its part, decided, is still attacking Iran's proxies like Hezbollah, while at the same time, Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, is in Egypt talking about Gaza. So there's a lot of related things going on, but nothing toward ending the war or lowering gas prices around the world.
In the meantime, what do we make of President Trump's new strategy? We heard about the sort of maximum pressure economic pressure strategy last week. Is this still kind of the way forward, and is it likely to be effective given we know how willing this Iranian regime is to just bunker down?
Well, you're absolutely right, Heidi. Iran has proven not only in the last 47 years, but across the centuries that they don't capitulate easily. And they are not a democracy. They're not answerable to the people of Iran. So, yes, the economy of Iran is in rough shape. They've got inflation around 77%, I think, was one of the latest figures. And, things are bad and thousands of people have died. But we don't really know how effective these measures will be. Scott Bessent said they will be, the toughest the world has ever seen, that sort of Trumpian sort of hyperbole. But there isn't a lot they can do. One of the problems is that China buys 90% of Iran's exports, particularly oil. And Trump is meeting with Xi Jinping, the Chinese leader, later this year. And he doesn't really want anything to mess that up. So Iran is already weighted down with more than 2,000 sanctions on its institutions, people, things like that. So they would have to turn to China and sort of punish China for that. But that's not really a sustainable strategy either because of the U.S.'s reliance on Chinese exports and his meeting with Xi Jinping coming up. So we're really sort of all mystified about what Scott Bessent is going to pull out of his top hat.